All right, welcome everybody back to our podcast. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Mango, and this is the Champ. Champ, say what's up.
It's good.
Today we're coming at you. We're talking about Attack on Titan's fantastic protagonist Eren Yaeger. Eren Yaeger. We just finished the manga the other day. The first half of the final season 4, just ended, and it was also fantastic. Jordan, do you have any opening thoughts about our boy Eren Yaeger, the Attack Titan?
Bro, can I just say, let me just remind you what I thought about Eren before season 4 and how much of a whiny little biatch I thought he was. And then season 4 happened, and then I rewatched the show like right before season 4 came out. I rewatched it with Elisa, and I had my eyes open to Eren. When I first watched it, like I really thought he was just this whiny little kid, and then I rewatched it, and then season 4 came out, and I just have a whole different like thought about Eren Yaeger.
Such massive respect when it's like season 1 Eren, season 2 Eren. Eren was my favorite in season 1 and in season 4. 2 and 3 was where he was like lost, didn't exactly know what was going on around him. Season 1, that's when he was the most determined, and then season 4 is when he's just like...
Season 4 Eren is big.
Like, the man plays no games. He is, at this point, he is a hardened war criminal. He's not just a soldier. He's not just a veteran. He's a criminal, and he really does some awful things to Marley, the city.
Yeah, spoiler warning for anyone who hasn't, if you're an anime watcher, we're gonna go into like manga, like past the anime.
Let's talk anime at first, and then maybe
then towards the end, we'll give a little warning.
Yeah, we'll throw up a quick warning on the screen. Like you mentioned, I never hated Eren, but there is one memory that sticks in my mind of I think it's season 2, where he's kidnapped by Reiner and
Bertolt.
Yeah, and they have him up on the tree. I know it's stuck in my head for the rest of my life. They're up on the tree. Eren doesn't have hands, and he can't, like, they cut his hands off, so he can't fight back. But he's also too tired to turn into a Titan. So he launches himself, and he starts hitting Reiner with his stubby little hands, screaming "Die, die, die!" Man, in the dub, every single time that comes up in the dub, I die laughing.
Yeah, and one scene that comes to my mind when I think of Eren as a whiny little biatch is when he's chained up with Historia and her father.
Oh man!
And he's just crying like, "Just do it, just kill me!" Like all this and like crying and shit. And I'm like, "Oh my god, shut the f up!
Have some respect for yourself, bro."
No, that's when I first watched it. But when I rewatched it. Because I feel like it's different when you rewatch it, because you're not like not all this new information is being thrown at you. So when you rewatch it, it's like you know what happened, but you could pick up on these little details. And as a character, I knew Eren needed to be the way he was, because someone needs to inspire everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And they make a point to that, like Jean, Armin, like they only want to join the Scouts because of Eren. They're like, man, I'm gonna join this suicidal maniac. Like that's the shit that John calls him all the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say that that's like a direct quote from John multiple times.
Yeah, multiple times. So rewatching it, it makes sense. Like it needs to make sense why everyone's gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna risk my life to join the Scouts, to go outside the walls, to follow this guy, and he needs to have that energy. He needs to have that will that he has. And I really enjoyed watching it again and seeing those little details and those moments with the characters.
Which is why he's such a great character to follow in season 1. He falters because I as much as I want to sit here and say that he's a whiny baby, if I went through half of the things he went through.
Is he 14?
Isn't he 16 at the time of
season 1, like when they're training and stuff?
Maybe, I don't remember.
Like when they're done with training, they're kids. They're like, you know what I mean? They can't even barely drive a car in this day and age.
Well, I mean, they don't have cars, yeah. But if you think about it, like we met around the time that these kids are in basic training.
Yeah.
If you and I had been yelled at by Commander Pixis when we were 14, I think I would have cried.
Shotties, right? What's his name?
Yeah, the one that yells at Sasha.
Yeah. I just rewatched that first episode, but we'll talk about that another time. But yeah,
I think Sasha deserves her own hour-long special commemorating Potato Girl and how much she meant to the fandom.
Oh, spoilers.
Oh, Well, no, we talk season 4. If you're watching this, you should have watched season 4 by now. It's only 12 episodes.
Yeah. Now to continue.
Overall, yeah. No, let's like look back at exactly what this dude went through just in the first 3 seasons. Is he watched his mom get eaten in front of him. He watched every
the first episode.
Yeah, like his entire life was turned upside down by this giant like skeletal thing that's just like okay.
Colossal,
the colossal titan doesn't have any skin. It's terrifying.
Terrifying.
And then
over 50 meters tall. He didn't just lose his mom; he lost his parents both, right? Because Grisha goes missing.
Yeah, I don't think they ever really like touch on like what exactly happened to Grisha, do they? I know that
I just watched the first like 2 or 3 episodes yesterday, and he kind of goes missing, and then Eren has like this faint memory of like when Grisha gives him the injection and stuff. But it kind of appears that like he's kind of gone. Like, where are you, Dad? Like, you know what I mean? Like he doesn't really know what happened until like season 3.
Yeah, because that's when he gets the memory that. Oh, okay, that's another thing. Like, this kid ate his own dad, and he knows that. He has to live like that.
Eren looking Jack in season 4, what he be eating.
Yeah, basically. What? Okay. Now I gotta insert a little that scene where he's like throwing on the coat, and you just see his 6-pack against the sunset.
Yes, bro.
This is a cue for me to remind myself to throw this in there. And by the way, to anybody listening, this is gonna be the first video that I edit on my own. Jordan's been killing it. Making our thumbnails and editing the videos. He actually struggled really hard against YouTube's algorithm to upload our Jujutsu Kaisen episode earlier today. So definitely drop a like on that video for his efforts, because he went above and beyond, like without a doubt.
Man. YouTube algorithm.
So yeah, this will be the first video I edit on my own. So have some mercy, drop some constructive criticism. Don't tell me that I suck and I should kill myself, but. Definitely let me know if there's something that you think I could do better. But back to the topic. Yeah, Eren Yaeger.
Yeah, what I like, you mentioned that in season 2 and 3 is kind of like... what I like about the show is he doesn't have like plot armor. Like, he loses all the time. When the first fight he has as a Titan, he has his ups, but he loses. And then with Reiner, he loses, and then he has to figure it out with the help of his friends, like the power of friendship.
Yeah.
But as he develops as a character in season 3, and his tactical skill making is very like head on, where it's like, I can do this if I just fight as strong as I can, and then he loses, and then he's looking for the advice of his comrades, like when they're in the forest getting chased by the female Titan, and he's like trying to decide, like, do I just turn to a Titan and fight, or do I just stick with Levi like they're telling me to? And Levi's just like, you make the choice. Like, I don't even know if I'm making the right choice, but I'm sticking with what I'm saying. But you're your own person. Which fits the theme of like season past the anime, which we're not gonna talk about right now. But if you know what I'm trying to get at, where the free will of the characters on Parody, that's like the main thing. Like, they're just cattle, but they were born into this world. They should have the world. That's like Eren's thing. So then when season 4 comes along and he's doing all the crazy shit he's doing, but on his own, like not with the scouts, it's just his thinking, his tactical thinking. Just the character development with Eren is just so interesting to follow in that sense.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with everything you say, and that's what makes Levi such a great supporting character, because he's there guiding Eren but not bossing him around at no point. Like, yeah, he kicks
like not holding his hand.
Yeah, exactly that. But because he does kick the shit out of Eren, like when they first meet. And I remember that when I first saw that scene, I was like, no, stop. What are you doing? He's going to turn. Don't hit him so hard. And then he just he demands Eren's loyalty, and it worked. And until like every step of the way, Eren has been there, and he's been like, Levi, like, coach, help me out. One thing that I remember what I was going to bring up, in the first season, I think it was maybe like episode 4 or 5, I remember Jordan texted me, and he goes, did the main character just get eaten?
Oh, dude, yeah. I can't even remember that. That was a while. I watched that in like 2019?
I think so, yeah, because it was before the pandemic, and it was when we were still able to go out to eat. Yeah, Jordan sent me a text randomly. I think you were watching at work, and he goes, you cannot tell me that this guy just got eaten. And I was like, oh man, you're in for it now. And
yeah, bro.
It definitely had me going. I remember when season 1 first came out, I was like, whoa. So the main character is Mikasa now? Is that it?
So
is that what we're doing?
Right after, it's her like flying around doing crazy shit, and then she gets swatted out of the air, and I'm like, yo, what is this show?
Yeah. And that just goes back to your point of like, yeah, you know some of the characters are going to be safe because the show can't progress without them, but they definitely don't have plot armor in that they lose, and they lose a lot. You know, they lose against... They lose that battle. I think, is that the Battle of Trust?
It's Battle of Trust, yeah.
So they lose. They definitely did not win that battle. They lose against Annie. They lose against Reiner and Bertold. Like Eren... Yeah. Eren actually got kidnapped. Like that was a loss, and he lost that fight against Reiner. Like when they're like grappling on the ground for a second there, like it's kind of intense because you think, wow, can Eren actually do this? And it's like,
oh
nah.
yeah, he almost did it, and Bertold cheated.
Yeah,
dropped the colossal skull, the carcass on him,
which is crazy because that's the power. Yeah. That's the power of friendship right there.
Gotta talk about that episode, bro. When the reveal, we should make a video of that one day because that shit was crazy.
You know, the reveal, it was so crazy when I first watched it, but then upon rewatch, like multiple scenes, dude, you see Reiner and Bertold being super sus in the background, and you don't pay attention to it because you're focused on the plot.
So you watch it again.
And then you focus on them, and then they're looking at each other, and they're looking like they're nervous, and you're like, oh, I know what they're up to. I know what your plan is, Reiner, you son of a bitch.
I know. Rewatching with Elisa, I'm just like waiting for her to find out, and then when it happened, she was like, oh my god. I was like, yeah, bro, that shit is crazy. And Eren's the one there, like, come on, guys, just tell him that you're kidding. Tell him that you're just joking around. Let's go. He's like always there. He always has like, such a bond with the people he trained with. Yeah. Like even with Annie, like when they have her cornered, he's like, Annie, like just say this is a sick joke, like you're Annie, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because he's not a bad guy, and he was pretty naive.
He's not a bad guy, and just that parallel with that, and then for him to, can we talk about the manga already?
Oh man, okay. All right, so it's been 12 minutes, a little over 12 minutes of us kind of rambling about how much we love him and why we love him. From this point forward,
let's talk some manga.
Yeah, what chapter does season 4 end at?
I think it was like 130, chapter 130. Oh no, sorry, 119, something like that, around there. I remember I asked you and you told me 119.
And I was wrong. Yeah, so anyway, if you haven't read the manga yet, but you did watch the anime, go check that out. Start at chapter like 117 so that you can get into the flow of the manga, and then come back and check out the rest of this video where we're gonna just gush over how insane Eren Yaeger is and what a mastermind he is. All right.
Yeah.
And spoilers starting now. Oh my god.
Bro,
the founder.
Yeah, the way they connected everything was so cool. And I was just rereading it before this video, and like the whole the attack titan is the one who doesn't really fall for the founding titan's kind of power. He's always the one who to deflect and to deny that the mind erasing and all that stuff. He just like does his own thing, which fits his character because that's always how Eren's been. He always wants to do his own thing
since day one,
and
doing the right thing, or what he thinks is the right thing, which is the right thing for his people.
The way season 3 ended with him touching his story and he sees the future, and I was reading the manga, and he's going through Marley, and he's like seeing all the people like trying to be nice, but he's like, oh, why am I being nice? Like I'm gonna kill all these people anyways. And it's just like him fighting with himself about it. He's like, damn, but I'm really gonna kill all these people.
And he's like, yeah, I am.
It's so interesting. It's like, what, like, bro, I was reading that shit like crazy. I'm like, dude, what happens? It's so crazy.
It is. It's that you mentioned the whole like when he touches the story, he sees the future, and then you have the guy that gave the attack titan to Grisha when Eren gets his memories and he sees the vision, and the guy looks at Grisha and he goes, "This is for Eren, Mikasa, and Armin." And I was like, what? I forgot about that. I completely forgot about that point, that one scene, until I rewatched it around the time that you were rewatching it with Elisa, and we were kind of like chatting about it casually. But when I saw that, I was like, whoa. And then
I watched episode 1. He wakes up to the vision of like Dina Fritz, like the Titan who eats his mom. He like wakes up, and I'm like, And the episode is called, was it To You from 2,000 years ago?
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? It's just crazy how it's just all thrown at you, but you don't know what it is. It's just pieces to a big ass puzzle.
Which it's kind of crazy if you think about it, because the thing has been going on for 10 years. So the mangaka Isayama, he had this plan for 10 years. He knew that the Attack Titan was going to be a time traveling mastermind.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cool. It really hit home, like, just how, you know, we can sit here and we can, like, say that he was a little bitch for so long. He was a little bitch for 3 seasons, and then season 4 ends, and then the manga comes around, and you find out that present day Eren is the one that kickstarted everything, down to his mom being eaten by Dina Fritz.
Man.
And that kind of it makes me feel kind of sick, because
and then with the whole Grisha thing too, he's like, Eren, you made me do this, like all of it was orchestrated by him, because he's just transcending everything. It's just so interesting. It's so cool, and it's so unpredictable, because when I'm reading it, bro, like I don't think of these things, and I'm like, man, how did he even come up with this, and how could I not have figured like any of this stuff out? It's just so interesting.
And this plan, he, like, technically in our time, it took place in a second, because, you know, he gets his head blown off and he goes into that realm with Ymir
and I think it's called.
Yeah, Ymir and Zeke. So to them, it was like, who knows how long, how many years. Zeke was acting like he was like a kick puppy dog playing with the sand, pretending that, you know.
Whatever. Oh my, that whole sequence was crazy.
Yeah, it is a pretty good.
To kind of get him, like, I just want to see your motivation.
Yeah, and
like, got him.
And Eren, like, double crosses his double cross, and he's double crossed, and at the end he's just like, dude, seriously, like, I don't even care that you're my brother. I just needed you here for my own gain. So give me your body. And it's funny, because Squid called me the other day. He was like he was asking me why Eren's founding titan looks like that, and I was like, okay, look for Zeke's body. You see Zeke's body there? He's using Zeke's body to channel all this, and that's why it looks so creepy and disgusting, because this is not natural. Eren is literally bending, like, the rules to what he needs them to be for his people.
Yeah.
And
yeah, exactly. And just another, we skipped on this part, we went right to the manga, but just the opening of the anime on season 4, where, like, a couple episodes in, and you see him. What do they call him? They call him. He has like a nickname for himself while he's on Marley, like the eye patch and the broken leg.
Oh yeah.
And he's talking with Reiner, and he's like, "We're the same." And he turns into the Attack Titan, just decimates everything, not knowing that the scouts are gonna come. This is like, yeah, I'm just gonna go through with this. Like, they know about it, and fuck it, I'm just gonna go for it. And then the whole battle with the Warhammer, with the jaw, bro. He picked up when he figured. This is what I was mentioning earlier. How season 1 to 3 Eren like needed everybody, but season 4 Eren is just himself, and he's so tactically smart compared to like the first 3 seasons. Like, he did all that shit by himself.
But
like, granted,
he's also counting. He also knows that his friends have his back. He goes,
yeah.
He's there, and he knows that this is a risk. But he says, if they show up, I'm good. I know I can trust them. And his entire plan, again and again and again, is just banking on the fact that he knows that his friends got his back.
Exactly. Yeah.
Man,
and just watching him crush the Warhammer with the jaw.
Man,
like a little nutcracker. What they say? Like a nutcracker.
Yeah, that was one of the most insane moments, man.
Yeah, bro. I was like, wow, this dude is a savage, like, straight up. And the thing is, he broke the anime laws. He did not wait for his opponent to power up.
That's hilarious.
He straight knocked her the fuck out, bro. I was like, yo, when I saw that shit, I was like, yo, Eren's a savage. Yeah. Like, he's a savage.
I think the only thing that would have made that one moment even better, in my opinion, is if he straight up, like, had eaten the Jaw Titan on the spot, because he totally could have. Like, the Jaw Titan was, like, limp in his hands, and he just kind of, like, tossed him to the side, like, get away from me, garbage.
I feel like he wanted to, like, get everybody out, because it was kind of getting crazy. Like, the casualties were definitely piling up.
Oh yeah,
like, I came here what I wanted to do, and let's just bounce.
That's also a really good point, because again, he is a bad person. He killed so many thousands of people. But he has his own moral compass. So he has a moral compass. It's not, you know, it's more like chaotic good. Like, he doesn't care who gets hurt if it's for the greater good of his people.
Yeah, he's like a Thanos kind of character.
Yeah.
Like,
so what did it cost?
One with the will.
And Mika says there, like, what did it cost? And he goes, everything.
Yeah, yo, for real. It literally is like that, yo.
That's hilarious. Oh man.
Yeah, man.
That's such a great opening to the. I mean, we warned for spoilers for the manga, but I feel like we haven't really even touched on it that much. Yeah. So, what do you think about the way he died?
I mean, it was a little like campy. It was like, that's. I mean, I was whatever about it, you know. I was cool with whatever ending was presented, and I wish he didn't die. But you know, it happened, and I was pretty sad because I know he. Man, I really wish he kind of got that like happy ending, because you know, at the end of the day, they were kids, and they had a dream. You know, what I was reading earlier was as he was like controlling all the colossal titans, and as he was going through the world, like he saw the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And in his own way. That's kind of what he always wanted. You know what I mean?
There was this one part where it breaks away to so they have a flashback in an earlier chapter of like the crew, and they're staying with this this family that lives in Marley, and they have like the little hats. I don't know if we learn what their nationality is. I don't remember, but he sees that family again, and he sees the kids that live with them, and then he sees as the colossal titans like trample them and kill these children, and like Isayama taking a minute to show you that and say, hey, you think Eren is cool? Like, this is what he's doing.
Yeah.
So it really made me sit back, and I was like, am I really supporting a war criminal right now? This man is out here killing children, but I'm still rooting for him. Like,
80% of the world, they said, bro.
That's so many people, obviously, but
80%, bro.
And it really the only countries we were even exposed to were Marley, Paradis, and then there's like the other country that the lady with the boat was from. I forget.
From?
Yeah. I remember the name of the country, but regardless, it's we don't really know what the rest of the world was like. They keep saying, "Oh, the rest of the world's gonna come to Paradis." We don't know what, like, did they deserve to die? Like, yeah, Marley
did kill all their world leaders, so they probably were gonna fuck up Parody.
Fair, yeah.
But yeah, but that's another thing to his character. He just didn't give a shit. He was like, well, it takes a lot of strength to be like, there's no other way. Like, it's the parallel between him and Armin, where it's like Armin always wants to find the good way to do things, but Eren's just more like, no, this is the way it needs to be done. Or Armin's like, this is the way I wish it could be done. You know what I mean? So it definitely takes a lot of strength and conviction to go through with the plan.
And to some degree, I kind of agree with him.
He sees the future and he sticks with it, knowing how morbid it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He sees that shit years in advance.
And like I said, I kind of get it. Like, I understand that he felt like he had no choice left, but he did plan ahead. And like I said, from like episode 1, you know that he's counting on his friends to back him up in Marley. You know that he's counting on his friends to stop him, and so he's counting on his friends to be the ones that, you know, continue on with the world, because they're gonna need leaders. So it's like you got Armin is a mastermind, and they've shoved the fact that he's a mastermind down our throats ever since Levi gave him the Titan serum. I don't know, man. I don't know if I could have the conviction to do half the things that he does throughout the entire thing. He's definitely a different type of character.
Built different, bro.
Yeah, he really is, man. So overall, Jordan, in your list of anime protagonists, where would you rank Eren? Like, would you say, I know that you blindly love Light Yagami for some reason. Would you say that Eren is better than Light Yagami as a character?
I would say, because I have more material with Eren, and you know, like was Death Note like 27 episodes, 37, something like that. You know what I mean? I just feel more connected with Eren.
I'm gonna hold this against you for the rest of your life.
No, I think I've only watched 10 animes, so my credentials aren't as up to par as yours. So when it comes to the ones I've watched, I think Eren's probably the most I've followed and the most I've read into. Shit, I don't even read manga. Like Attack on Titan was the only manga I've really read.
Fair.
So
now, in terms of how much you enjoy whenever he's on screen, like how does he compare with like Gon?
oh man, yeah, I love Gon. Don't mean do that to me.
Okay. All right. Instead of
I like Eren a lot. Whenever he's on screen, you know, he's the protagonist, and he's not like an annoying protagonist. Like kind of like a what's a good like example?
Naruto.
Yeah, I mean I haven't watched Naruto, but I've seen like where like kind of like Sasuke and like all the other characters are kind of a little more interesting. Whenever Eren and Zeke are definitely the two guys I'm most looking forward to watching. Like Levi's cool, but he's kind of just like badass. You know what I mean? When there's action sequences. So I mean, obviously I'm gonna pay attention to that stuff. But you know, whenever Eren's involved, you know, shit's really like happening because kind of the show revolves around him and the plans revolve around him. Like even Commander Eren, he's like, yeah, the fate of humanity rests on his shoulders. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, he's probably my top protagonist for me.
Fair. How do you think that his fall from like I don't know any better way to word it, like his
Grace.
fall from grace compares to Gon or compares to Light? Because these are three characters that you know, we follow. We see how amazing they are, and you have Gon going his own route, Light going his own route. We're not gonna say exactly what it is, but how do you think that they match up?
Pretty good. I think Gon is like his turn is a little crazier because it's kind of it's just in the heat of the moment, whereas Eren's is built up throughout like season 4.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then Light's kind of the same thing. It's kind of like he's kind of doing his thing. But no, Eren's definitely up there because you know it's touching because at least I'll bring this up where when Carla's holding him as a baby, he's like he's a special kid because like he was just born. He was just like, he has a right to live, and I like that concept because that's what Eren's whole motive is. He's like I was born into this world. I deserve to live it the way I want to, and he did it. He did just that. He did exactly what he wanted to do, even though it went against everything that everyone else thought. What I think he killed 80% of the world. So yeah, his fall from grace was definitely crazy. I didn't expect him to go to that level.
But I'm so glad he did, because it's
you wanted that because Mango here wanted all the cast to die. He wanted all of them to die.
In the second to last chapter, you see
all them
everybody turns into a Titan. You have John turning into a Titan, Connie turning into a Titan, and I'm like, this is it, break my heart. And then Isayama takes a step back and he goes, the Titan curse is gone. I was like, no!
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, Connie's mom is back too. Like, woohoo.
Nah, whatever. I don't care about that lady. I wanted to.
Yeah. No, I mean it was. Yeah, we could talk about the ending in another video, but
sure.
Yeah, when it says Eren, he's probably my top protagonist myself. And where would you put him since you've watched like 200 animes? Like, do you have him in your top like 10?
Definitely in my top 10. I would have to take time to actually rank. Number one, I feel like there'd be two different lists, like anime characters and then anime protagonists, because there are some animes where the protagonist is not the one that shines the most.
Yeah. It's def. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in terms of protagonist, though, you have him in your top 10, definitely. Top
5? After this discussion, yeah, Eren is without a doubt in my top 5. I'll give you that, and I will rank my top 5 and I'll send them over to you just to give you the satisfaction. All right, well, that sounds like a nice place to start wrapping up. What did you guys think about Attack on Titan? Have you read past season 4? Did you enjoy season 4? What do you think about Eren? Do you hate him? Do you think Levi should have killed him in season 1?
Did we change your mind at all with our interesting topics and conversation?
Yes, because everything we said today was 100% written down and reviewed before we sat down. We put so much effort into our words. Yeah. So
I literally have nothing in front of me.
I have a notebook. It just doesn't have any words on it.
I've been doodling this whole time.
Oh man. Okay. All right. So yeah, definitely give us a like, give us a subscribe. Share this with your friends that like Attack on Titan. We're we're cooking something up in the back. We 100 subscriber giveaway. So if you can help us get there, we'll definitely pay it back. Tune in for the next episode, and in the meantime, Jordan, you want to plug anything that you're up to? Anything that you're? Jordan's gonna. I think you might be taking a step back for a few days because.
I'm just moving, so Adonis is gonna handle a lot of the stuff. So
wish me luck.
We're gonna. Yeah. But we'll be back for more content. So make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit us up in the comments, have a conversation. You know how it is. Build a community. 100 subscriber giveaway. Let's go, Eren Yaeger.
Raina Brown. Okay. All right. Have a nice day, everybody.
See you next time.